Welcome back everyone to another video on Silence Gems. Today we're covering the new armor in version 2.0. So armor was in previous versions of Silence Gems and it's finally come back. It is totally different from before. It is modular and in the near future you will hopefully be able to decorate it, which is awesome. And I just realized I am kind of on the wrong scene. I mean, I guess either way would work, but there we go. So, previously, the Gems armor was made just like normal armor. So you get the helmet, which is 5 pieces of the material, the chest plate, which is 8, and you just lay them out like that. That doesn't work anymore. So what you need to do is you first need to craft this armor lattice, and it comes in 3 tiers, just like the tools: mundane, regular, and super. And with these, we can lay out the armor patterns to make armor frames of the same tier. And as you might be able to guess, there is a frame for each piece and each tier for a total of 12. And these frames are what we craft with appropriate materials of the same tier, to make armor. And I believe I said already, these are modular, so let's go ahead and take this super tier helmet frame, and you could do like all black diamond. This is all triple S grade black diamond, so this is probably going to be a pretty good helmet. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. What's a diamond helmet? 3 armor. This is 3.57, which will get rounded up to 4. So not bad. But we can do even better, potentially. We can swap out one of the parts with something else. And currently this doesn't look any different, but we do actually have one of the black diamonds swapped out with indicolite here. And that changed its stats, so it has less protection, and I think less durability in this case. So I don't think indicolite is a very good armor material. Not only that, this one's ungraded. Yeah, 16 versus 28.6 protection, and normal black diamond, supercharged black diamond is 22 protection. And of course this will work with materials from other mods, so I've got some new parts I've added in from Silence Gems extra parts. So the crystallized chaos essence is made into a tool part if you have extra parts installed, as is the reinforced obsidian. And these numbers may not be finalized yet, so take them with a grain of salt. But the crystallized chaos essence has a low durability, but everything else is pretty crazy high. There are gems that have higher melee and magic damage, but this one is good at pretty much everything but durability. The new reinforced obsidian, which is 5 obsidian and 4 enriched chaos essence, so it's a bit pricey, but it gives a massive 20,480 durability. Everything else, not so great. So you probably wouldn't want to make a tool entirely out of reinforced obsidian. And I know I'm here to talk about armor, but really quickly, let's just say I made a pickaxe out of just this. So its mining speed is kind of garbage. But if I took these out and, I don't know, replace them with the crystallized chaos essence, it still gets a lot of durability. It's going down from 20,000 to 8,000 because we got 2 1,000s here. But it keeps most of the mining speed of the crystallized chaos essence, most of the other good stats, but it gains a lot of durability. It just lowers everything else. So it is averaging out, as always, but it's a good material to boost the durability of a tool if you don't care about losing a little bit of your other stats. So back to the armor, we could of course make this with the crystallized chaos essence. That actually looks pretty cool. These textures are being colored by the code. These are not separate textures, it's just a plain white texture that's being colored. And yeah, that's not too bad. And of course we can mix the materials. As I said before, you want more durability, throw in the reinforced obsidian. That's a pretty good amount of durability for a helmet, and swap it up there, it becomes a different color. And armor decorating will be a thing, hopefully very soon. Probably the build after this next one I'm going to release. Okay, so right now I've got some prismarinium armor, prismarinium being an alloy from fun ores, and this has a pretty good amount of protection. Specifically, I think it totals up to... So you got 7 there, so that'd be 34 points of protection, and this works a bit differently from vanilla. So in vanilla, you can get up to 20 points of protection, so that'd be a full armor bar here, all the white shirts. And that would protect you from about 80% of damage. And I think a point-blank block of TNT would do about 10 points of damage, 10.5, so a little over 5 hearts worth of damage. So what I'm doing here is, because with that formula, 25 points of protection would make you invincible. So I'm saying everything past 20 only gives you an extra 1% of protection instead of 4%. So all the yellow shirts you see on my armor bar, those are worth only a quarter of what the white ones are, but they are actually adding additional protection. Let's blow it up, and you can see I took 3.36 damage. It says right here. Great, that hardly hurt at all. A point-blank TNT blast. And of course I could go hang out in a pool of lava for a while. It will hurt me. It's doing 0.24 a piece, and then the fire, of course, it doesn't protect me from. Fall damage doesn't offer any protection. So currently it's basically just like normal armor. It's just that you get the bonus shirts on your armor bar. And if these are conflicting with some other mod in some way, you can disable this in the config file. But by default, the bonus armor points are enabled. If you disable the rendering, it won't actually disable the additional protection. And in theory, this should work if I have some non-gem armor equipped. So, I don't know, change out a couple of those. Now I'm down to just 24 armor points, or 12 shirts. 10 plus 2 bonus. So I should definitely take more damage, but it should still be less than diamond armor. Okay, 10.15. So, I don't know. The calculation there might be a bit off, but it's not more than diamond armor, that's for sure. Actually, let's see what all diamond armor would do. Just to refresh my memory here. So yeah, I think I've gone through a couple stacks of TNT testing this. 11. Okay, so it is actually giving more protection. So in the case of armor decorating, MathGeek, who made the Chaos Altar and Pylon models, is going to be working on something. And if you don't remember, these are the Pylon models. They're very nice looking. So can't wait to see how the armor turns out. I believe I've got most of the code needed for rendering them in place. They are storing the colors that they're supposed to be in each part. And of course we can redecorate armor, so if I took this helmet off, then you can put gems in any of the 4 slots around it, and currently the top one will change what the item looks like. The item texture is probably also temporary. And I think that's about all there is to say for the armor. So as with tools, I'm adding them to the sub-items for display in JEI. I've got phony recipes registered so that new players can get an idea of how to craft armor. These recipes here are not actually what you're going to get when you craft these. It actually runs through a custom recipe handler, and that's what allows you to swap out the different parts for mix and match. But these recipes are for displaying in JEI to give you an idea of what's going on. And as always, if you have Guide API installed, you'll be given a guidebook that'll give you more information. Currently, it doesn't have anything about armor. I'll have to remember to add that, but it does go into details about tool construction, and many of the same ideals can be applied to armor as well. So I just realized all the Ruby stuff is white. So is Flint. Well, I know why Flint is white. I don't know why Ruby is white. That's a little bit odd. I'll, why is Ruby white? Oh. Okay, well that's right why Ruby is white. That is the wrong number. Okay, does that fix it on the spot? No, it'll probably require a game restart to fix it. Okay, so the Ruby armor should look correct. So when you go to update Silence Gems for this update, make sure you update everything else as well. I don't think you'll crash if you don't update Silent Lib this time, but I would encourage you to always update Silent Lib if there's an update available along with gems. Most of the time, if lib is updated, it's because gems needed a change in it, and if you don't update both, you're going to crash, and you're going to have a bad time. Extra parts also needed to be updated because the API for Silence Gems has changed. So if you're using extra parts, which is like what's adding the parts for the Crystallized Chaos Essence and Reinforced Obsidian and all the metals, you're going to need to update extra parts as well, or you will probably crash, or at the very least it won't work correctly. Probably crash, if I had to guess. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on whatever I do next.